Guys, in maths this week I've given you lots of work to do about practicing your calculations, and so I just wanted to take you through some of those basic skills that I know you all have that are to do with calculations. So here is a nice mild multiplication question, and I'm going to show you how to do it using the box method. I know for some of you you've got other methods that work brilliantly for multiplication, and that's absolutely fine. You can use those. The reason that I keep coming back to the box method is it's a method that secondary schools really like, particularly as you go on to sort of harder maths and bigger numbers and algebra and things. So it's a really good idea to have a good grounding in how this works. So, I've got the problem 326 times 3 equals, and that's what we're going to be solving. Now, for the box method, the first thing we do is we break up that number into its units, its tens, its hundreds. If it's got thousands and tens of thousands, we would do those as well, but this one, it's got hundreds, tens and units. And we split it up, so we've got 300, 20 and 6. That's what we're going to split it up into. And then we write those along the top of our grid. So let's quickly make a grid. One of the really big secrets to getting the box method nice and accurate is to give yourself a nice big grid. You don't want to be fiddling about with a tiny little grid trying to squish your numbers in a big grid. Big grid. Right. And I write my numbers. My 300 comes from the 3. My 20 and my 6. I've split it up into its component parts. All of these added together makes 326, and I've just broken it up. And down this side, I put the number that I'm multiplying by, and that's the number 3. I've got my grid ready, and I'm ready to start multiplying. I'm going to put my answers for the multiplication bit in a red pen because it makes it easier to see. Don't worry if you can't do that at home, that's absolutely fine. So, it's about multiplying every single one of the parts of 326 by 3. So we're going to multiply the bits of it together and then add them all together. If you get your head around that, you'll start to understand what we're doing a little bit better. So, 3 times 300 goes into this box here. And I've got a trick for this. I just do 3 times 3, which is 9, and then put the zeros on at the end. Put them back on. Works a treat. And then to go in here, I do my 3 times my 20. So I do the 3 times the 2, which is 6, and then I put the 0 on at the end. And last but not least, I do the 3 times the 6, which is 18. And I don't need to put any zeros on or do any timesing by 10 because that's a unit number. When I've done that, I've got 960 and 18. I add them all together. Just like you could add 320 and 6 together to get 326, I can add together the answers down here to get my number. So 90 plus 60 is, 900 plus 60 is 960, plus another 18 is 978. Of course, if that's a more difficult sum, you could use a written method, that's fine. But just now, I did that in my head, 978. So 326 times 3 is 978. And I've done that by breaking up the big number into its hundreds, tens and units, timesing each one of those bits by 3, and then adding those bits together to get to my final answer. If you have any questions about that, let me know. If you're feeling super confident, have a look at our next video, which is more complicated numbers but using the same method. See you there.